Alrighty, don't mind my messy desk. Anyway, I wanted to, do this video. It's, some stuff has been going on in this country that kind of bothers me. I've been thinking, I heard a lot of stuff going on in the news. People being pushed and people yelling stuff they shouldn't be yelling. Bullying should not be tolerated. I'm sorry, I don't care what color you are or what nationality you are, or what you believe in. You shouldn't be bullying others for who they are or where they come from. Like telling people to go back to their country. I mean, most of us are from different countries, which is sad, you know. Most of our family members came over here for freedom of religion. Did you all forget that? Yeah, bet you all did. Anyway, so a lot of our ancestors came over here for that. If people are peace-loving, we shouldn't be like criticizing them in any shape or form. It saddens me to see that people are very upset about who became president. And some of them haven't voted and are over the age of 18. Now, there is no excuse for you not to go down to the voting polls and vote. If you would have voted, you would feel better about who is president at the moment. And maybe have accepted it. I know some of you have voted and you're disappointed by the outcome of what happened. I understand. Okay, you have every right to complain. But don't go hurting people because of who the future president is. And, well, I understand that the people he is picking is not exactly the best person in the world. But maybe he can overlook his issues and become a very good person. I don't know. I don't know. I did not vote for the person who is going to be president in January. I did not vote for him. I voted for somebody else. And if you were at the voting polls, you would know that you could have voted for other people than just Hillary or, you know, Clinton or Trump, okay? There were others you could have voted for. They were all listed, just so you know. And if you would have voted or been to the voting poll, you would have known this. Just because they weren't running anymore doesn't mean they can't be elected. Because their names were still on the ballot. I'm very disappointed in the people and the way they are acting in this nation right now. It's like we've gone back in time and are repeating stuff that our past ancestors or people in this country have done, which is very sad. We should be making progress. We should be showing other nations how good it is here. Think about it. We have the right to vote. We also have the right to contact Congress. We also have the right to contact people in the Senate and write them letters or, you know, message, you know, call them up. I mean, you can leave a message on their answer machine. They have one. They do listen. One person in this world can make a difference if they allow themselves to do so. You have to want to make a difference. You have to want to make a change in this country. You can change things for the better. I'm talking for the better, not for the worst of people, for the better. Make things better. Care about your neighbor. Learn to know who your neighbor is. You should know who they are, because someday you may need them. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but you may need them. And if you don't vote, this is what happens. You get an outcome that you don't want. Okay, the Latino people out there, I understand that they are very hardworking people. Trust me, they are. I've worked with some. This one particular one I worked with, when I was working, he was sending money back home for his mom. He was sending money to his mom to give her a better house. He wanted to make her life better. So he would pay rent and eat whatever he needed to eat and pay the bills he needed to pay, and all the rest of the money went back to his mom. That's an amazing thing. A lot of people don't even do that today. I mean, they don't send money home to mom or to your brother or to your sister or whatever. They just don't do that. Okay? You know, don't be mean to these people. These people are trying to make it. I mean, we were new to this country at one time too, unless you're Indian. And I'm talking full-blood Indian. Then I can see that. But, you know, American, you know, Native American. That's what I'm talking about. Native American. Okay? If you're not, you have no right saying go home. That is so, so wrong in so many ways. It's just wrong. And pushing people downstairs is wrong too, because you could seriously hurt that person. I don't care if their beliefs are different from yours. That shouldn't matter. What matters is that people are alive and living and giving them, you know, saying how they feel. I mean, if you don't agree with it, just say you don't agree with it and be done with it. I don't agree with you. That's fine. You know, it's fine. But it's sad when you see things that shouldn't be said anymore. That, you know, it's sad. I'm very disappointed in people right now. I'm very, very disappointed. It makes me sad. And maybe with this video, maybe I'll make a difference. I'm going to give you an example of the reason why you should vote or go to meetings in your town, especially if they specifically involves you. Like a friend of mine, his neighbor bought the property next to him, which happened to have a barn on it, and he decided that this neighbor of my friend's, decided he wanted to raise cattle, okay, which would involve a manure pit going into his backyard next to my friend's yard, which is his with my friend's backyard. Okay, he decided not to go to the meeting, to vote nay, to say no, to say, hey, I don't want that next to my yard. I don't want a manure pit in my backyard. He decided not to go to the meeting. And the manure pit was put in because my friend did not go to this meeting. And the person who installed it, you know, he had it installed, but he didn't know how to use it properly. So he was pouring from the top. And if you pour manure into a manure pit from the top, the smell is horrible. The stench is just nasty. And if the wind is blowing when they're pouring, that stuff blows at your house, at your property, you name it. Okay, well, my friend's house began to smell like the manure pit. And parts of his property began to have manure spread on it because of the wind, when the wind would blow. I found out later that you're supposed to fill it from below, and I did tell that neighbor that. I had talked to a farmer about that, and we got that fixed so it didn't smell anymore, but occasionally it still does. But he now, if he goes out his back porch, he now looks upon a manure pit. So, you know, that's why these are important to go to. That's why they tell you to vote. Okay, we have the freedom to do so. He could have said no to this pit going in the backyard, but instead of going to the meeting, he decided to skip it. He didn't feel it was important. So now, several feet from, you know, you can see the pit. It's kind of awful. You have to go to these meetings, and you know, or you know, if that's important. Just like voting, voting's important. We are so lucky that we have a country where we can vote. We have the freedom to vote. We have the freedom of speech. We're so lucky with that. A lot of countries don't have that. If you go against their leader, they'll put you to death or put you in jail. Because you're angry, if you speak against the leader, that puts you to death. I mean, serious. You know, that's a serious thing. They don't leave you lounge around in jail. They'll beat you. You know, it's not like here where, you know, if you speak against the president, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's your opinion. Yeah, but think about it. It's sad. It's very, very sad. And I know a lot of you are scared. Let's just pray that the good Lord has a good plan on this and that things are going to work out okay. It's good that people are, you know, using their freedom of speech, but there are so many more ways and easier ways of doing it, of letting people know how you feel without hurting other people, without harming others, or threatening others, or making others' lives miserable. You don't want people sad. You shouldn't be sad at all. I mean, you should be happy that you're alive and that you have a life and you live in this country and that you have freedoms that other countries don't have. Think about it. Anyways, next time the election is around, vote. Don't sit back and say, oh, I'm not going to do it this time. Vote. But let's hope God has the plan, and I'm hoping that God has a plan with this, and let it be God's will to, you know, do all this stuff. So anyways, I'm going to catch you all later, and if you like this video, that's fine. Hit like. If you want to share it, share it. If you don't like it, that's fine too. I'm just saying, you know, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.